Hey guys, welcome to GameGo's podcast, a podcast where we talk about video games and whatever the hell else we feel like talking about. This is H8BitHero.
I'm Sonorith.
And here we are talking about the gaming news. It's been, what, 2 weeks?
More than that.
3 weeks, maybe. Yeah, we've been kind of having some scheduling, we're having...
time management issues.
There we go. I was going to say conflicts, but
no,
they're not.
It's just time management.
Right now wondering where our time is best invested.
Yeah.
And yeah, it doesn't seem like this is a total... wash to be doing this.
No, I
did not realize that you had shown me the analytics on it, and apparently you people are out there like still listening more and more and more. We finally saw like a not a drop off, but a plateauing.
No, it's just steadily climbing.
But it definitely not as much as it was 4 or 5 weeks ago. Yeah. So yeah, here we are again. Hey guys, thank you guys for listening. And if anything, that just showed me like crap, like. Okay, these guys are still listening also as well.
Yeah.
We're not... Really wish we could hear more from these people.
Yeah, please.
I think that's what makes me want to start...
We don't get feedback and stuff.
Yeah, YouTube is instantaneous right there. Because the other thing we've been doing a lot of is streaming.
Yeah.
On our YouTube channel, which is GameGo Livestream at YouTube. No, not at YouTube, but just on YouTube.
YouTube.com/GameGo Livestream.
There we are.
Anyway.
Anyway, let's get into the news. Sorry for that hiatus. Here we go. South Park...
Kicking off with some controversy about controversy. So originally we reported a few months ago that the game was going to be harder if you made your character a darker skin color.
Yeah.
And then Cartman in the comments, it won't make combat harder, but just every other aspect of your life is going to be harder.
Right.
And they kind of sold it like as being a commentary on racism.
When we say they...
I think it was Trey Parker and Matt Stone.
Was it them?
I thought so, maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong.
Because I know that it said it...
I saw that floating around.
We were reading stuff that was, getting reported. So I wasn't sure where exactly it was coming from. But, I mean, then again, I also did understand it the same way. Is that they're going to go, it would have been cool. I was excited about that. If anybody's going to take something as controversial as that and actually turn it into a game mechanic...
It would be them.
It could have been, yeah. Like, as fart jokey, as lowbrow as they are also just as highbrow in the other direction. They're throwing in both at you at the same time. I feel these guys, if anybody, especially with them actually being involved with the writing of these projects.
Yeah, they're super close to
They could have done such a good job. They just do a lot of good stuff.
Turns out, that was not... It's not actually the case.
Yeah.
It is a joke within the game for, I think, Cartman to say something like that. But it does not change the difficulty of the game. Or at least the skin color doesn't. Maybe there is a difficulty slider somewhere in there, but...
Maybe, yeah.
It doesn't directly correlate to your skin color.
At the very least, yeah. The skin thing was nothing more than a joke.
Yeah, that feels like a missed opportunity.
It's weird that it's like, oh, I'm so mad it isn't actually a thing. Like, now...
Because it was a good chance to say something, and it feels like... I mean, maybe they never intended it to be the case,
right?
But then it also looks like maybe they kind of like lost their conviction.
Okay. If it was in fact the case at any point, yeah.
And even so then like it looks like they're maybe backpedaling or something here, but it's like there's no reason to. I don't think.
Yeah. Because I didn't see a whole lot of.
I expected to see people mad about it, like that's weird and racist, but it's like no, people are like...
I've been seeing a lot more anger towards a lot less racially relevant things. And this is literally your skin color here.
Yeah. Although I don't think that they were doing it like as a... They weren't making nasty jokes about it. They were pointing out something about how people...
As they want to do. That's typical South Park fashion. That's typical Matt and Trey.
Regardless, it looks like the game's not going to be harder based on your skin color.
You know what it does look like, though? No matter how you design it, or your character, it does look like it's going to be effing fun.
Yeah, those games, I mean, the first one was great,
one
and
other game,
how closely tied they are to this. Like, that's why I think the game got delayed so much, is that they wanted to make sure it was perfect.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how close your history is to other South Park games, but cash grabbing just all over the
I played
place.
the 64 one.
Yeah. Why is there so much fog everywhere? I'm inside the house. Why is there my friend? Because it snowed. You're in the snow. No, I'm inside a house. I can see across my room inside my house. Like.
All right. Anyway, Overwatch is back in the news a little bit. Nothing too big, but they did. They announced the Halloween event last week, and it's live now. We just checked.
Yep.
The new skins, emotes, highlight intros, sprays, other stuff.
A little disappointed with Roadhog's new thing.
He got a new highlight intro where he just stomps and then like kind of
You see
tries to
some
scare
like
you in the camera.
debris on the floor, and so it like rubbles or shakes.
Rubble. Oh, yeah.
As he takes steps. So yeah, that's the like big deal. And then it zooms up, sudden like zoom in on his face. It's whatever.
It's okay. Maybe another skin would have been more effective in like showing it. I don't know.
I think the one that you have for your POTGs, the grinding box.
Oh, well, I think I have it on the roulette now.
And then there's the other one
where he's eating and he like.
No, the one I like is also the one where he hooks the camera.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
Those two are already cooler.
They also added some Junkenstein's Revenge stuff. There's 4 new characters to play. We didn't see who they were, but there's also endless modes. Now it's more like a horde mode where you're just trying to survive as long as possible.
You just keep on going and going and going. That's pretty badass.
Like
I'm pretty
Duracell.
sure. Wait, what?
Like a Duracell battery?
Like a Duracell battery. I'm wondering, or I'm fairly sure that not everybody got a new Halloween costume, right?
Not every. It said 8 new legendary skins.
8 new.
Symmetra.
So on top of the. Okay, so then of the, it's got the 4 new characters for the.
Are probably the ones that got it.
Got to be one of those 4 that got the of the 8.
Probably. If you haven't seen the skins, they're pretty cool. Reaper's got he's like a vampire now. McCree's like a monster hunter, like Van Helsing kind of character. The coolest ones are Symmetra, she's a demon, and Zenyatta looks like Cthulhu. He's got like the tentacle face.
I didn't see him.
Yeah, it looks really cool. So I'm probably going to jump back into Overwatch. I stopped playing a little bit because of Destiny. I haven't played Overwatch in a while.
That'll take up your time.
Yeah, so that'll be fun to jump back into. And guys, check it out. It's probably going to be live for the next 3 weeks, like they do. And you can still buy the old skins from last year if you don't have them yet. So check it out.
Yeah, they're all unlocked again. I was about to buy a Chinese New Year one, but it's like, okay, no, that's not available.
That sucks sometimes. Batman Enemy Within is in the... Well, it's got a problem.
Yeah, I mean, it's not... This is just the fact that this is... it's weird. Go ahead. Describe the issue.
So in the game, there's a picture... Somebody's looking at a vault that got robbed, a bank vault, and there's a dead person in front of it. The problem here, and I'm not sure if this is live or if they just illustrated it, but they used the photo of the Russian ambassador to Turkey, Andrei Karlov. He was assassinated, and there's a very famous picture of him just lying dead, and they used that. And it's weird how everyone okayed this without one person be like, wait, like, what? No, we can't use this. Like,
even I wouldn't have been. I feel like you're saying legally. Maybe?
Not even that. Like, just ethically, it just happened. Like in the last year or two.
Okay,
there
all
are
right.
2017 years. Not photography hasn't been around that long, but there's years and years of other reference material you can use.
Right. Anybody and then on top of that, like I didn't see the scene. I want to know, was there a necessity to use a live picture and not for whatever reason use the guy who you hired as an artist to draw up said picture?
But see, that's what I'm saying. Maybe it was drawn over it, but like, do you really need a reference to draw a corpse?
Yeah. It's you get if it's a bad idea. I don't like this. That doesn't seem like the best thing. There seems like there could have been so many other ways to go around it production wise. Like just no, we don't need this picture. Even like we animate, we model all this stuff. Why are we using this image?
Yeah. Telltale removed the image. Obviously, they've released a statement that it said, we're sorry this got through the cracks somehow, and we're going to make sure that this doesn't happen again, and we're going to work to maintain our usual level of quality.
It's still weird, too, because I don't know if exactly... Did somebody take offense or just notice it, and then from there, like,
I don't think
like, whoa,
anyone
bad
took
idea,
offense.
guys.
I think everyone's just like, that seems a little weird. Hey, by the way, like, is this supposed to be that guy? And like, oh my god, it is. Why? Like, why does that need to, be the case?
Gotcha.
And it doesn't, I don't think.
Kind of weird.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, the whole handling of it, but whatever.
On to better news. Nintendo is going to be increasing Switch production by 2 million Switches a month.
Everybody's going to get a Switch.
Everybody gets a Switch that you pay for. Before you jump out of your seats, like, happy, they are also going to be, like, opening up in 2 new markets next year. Taiwan and China.
I'm
not sure about the population of Taiwan, but China's over 1 billion people.
Yeah.
So 2 million Switches is not a whole lot for that, but before they open up there, I'm sure we're going to see an increase in supplies. Actually, you know what? I even forgot that the Super Nintendo Classic launched recently.
Yep.
And the launch was not bad, from what I hear.
Yeah, actually,
some people didn't get some.
Nowhere near as many problems as the NES.
Yeah, I did find some stories. People were complaining like, no, it wasn't good because I didn't get one. But it's like,
That doesn't
stores
make
had like 70, 100, 150.
They were definitely,
Switches.
at the very least, way better equipped this round.
There were reasonable quantities this time, I think, instead of, we got 2 and one of them's a pre-order. Like,
yeah. Now you're going to have to form a line, take a lottery ticket.
We're out of tickets. Anyway, as far as the Switch, Nintendo hopes to sell 20 million by the end of 2017. So they got another 3 months to do it. And the Switch is actually starting to round out their launch lineup.
I mean, I don't know, if you can call it a launch lineup
it's 3 to 6 months is still launch. I forget where it stops.
Okay.
Like Infamous was considered a PS4 launch title, I think, because it was a few months after.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely, I was having complaints about it maybe a month or two ago. More than that. I think a little more than that.
It was like 3 years so.
Yeah.
And
we were having a conversation. I was a little bit frustrated. It's like I felt like I bought the Wii U again, and it's not going to have a whole bunch of games on it.
Yeah.
And, I'm getting a whole lot of use out of it. I am really, really happy with the titles that are coming out.
Even without all the games that, like, are coming out, you've bought, like, maybe 3 games?
I got, like, 4 or 5 right now, Switch games.
Okay.
That I haven't been, like, trading in and out of, like, GameStop and whatever.
Yeah.
And they've been giving me a whole lot of play. Mario Kart, Splatoon. ARMS, I just voluntarily have not touched that one as much.
Yeah.
I like my blood pressure where it's at. But, then Mario and Rabbids.
Dude, that game.
I can't wait for Mario Odyssey coming out soon. On top of
Next month, I think.
A couple of other announcements that we're gonna be saying in a little bit. Like, yeah, man, like this
feels good.
Doom, and id
Wolfenstein 2.
Just I'm really like I'm gonna play those games. I didn't really have too big an interest before. The fact that they're on Nintendo doesn't excite me so much about the game, just the fact that it's like they're seeing it, they get it, this is a viable option.
This is a good sign.
Where Nintendo is not trying to make this the kid system or or accenting the fact that it's a family friendly system this time. It's
There's no confusion.
Yeah,
I saw a joke that they were gonna call it the Switch, and it was a Wii. It's like, nope.
The Switch, you us up.
But yeah, no, it looks like they learned from their mistakes with the Wii U, and everyone knows this is a new thing, and now people are jumping on board with it as far as like companies and publishers.
I guess it seemed maybe the water was a little bit cold, so people were taking their time, and now I think like these guys are going to start jumping in.
And I don't blame them too, because I mean, look at how the Wii U did. Mm-hmm. We got it. We had fun with it, but it didn't sell nearly as well as maybe the Wii or the GameCube. And the companies are like, why am I going to make a game for this?
Yeah.
When it's not going to sell. So I understand why they were testing the waters with the Switch like early on.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. I'm so happy that they see this is a good place to be making games.
Yes. I don't want...
And there's not even a huge gimmick. Like, you don't have to force touchscreen stuff in your game. Like, there's a few games that are ports of mobile games.
Yeah.
Like Voez, I think, is a rhythm game.
Yes, yeah.
Or...
looked a little bit interesting. And I was like...
Tomorrow Machine. I think that's the name. Tomorrow Corporation. The one that does, like, Human Resource Machine.
Okay, yeah.
Those are also touchscreen. But, like, other than that, like, you're playing the game on the controls. Mm-hmm. The developer's not going to be like, okay, no, we have to, like, put dumb, like, touch games or...
Oh, right.
Or something.
We have no obligation to, for whatever reason, double our work.
Yeah. And also, like, oh, hey, Skyrim... to Switch, we don't have to work extra to add some touchscreen functionality.
Okay, yeah, it's all there already if we want to use it or whatever.
Awesome.
Yeah, the control and then the I hope that they never ever thought they were gonna get more third-party support on the Wii U, if they were going to at all have any kind of insistence that they modify the game for the use of that second screen. If anything, that was going to be turning off so many third parties. That's going to just add extra work for what would, no matter what, if it came out on the Wii U and wasn't Nintendo, less sales than it would on the other ones with less work.
Which is weird considering, like, the Wii U is very much a prototype for the Switch.
Yeah.
So, like, that whole thing, like, oh, someone else can use the TV while you're playing.
Yeah.
That doesn't work if you have to use both screens. So developers were either torn between touchscreen functionality on a second screen or be able to switch back and forth.
Right.
And then it's like, okay, well, that's a weird balance, and, like, who's doing what, it doesn't really work. And then it's also a smaller screen that wasn't necessarily meant...
better
it
or...
it was a mess.
It was, having that second screen it was cool, but it get like super gimmicky.
Plus the controls like meltable. So,
Well, I mean, that's my fault. That's not.
yeah.
I put a light bulb to this thing for a little too long. I didn't know that there was a light bulb in direct contact with my Wii U control.
Gamepad.
Yeah, there's a bit of it melted. Unrelated to that, though, my left joystick is messing up, and I'm really upset also about this whole control thing because now that means I need to go get another control unit with the screen if I can find one. Yeah, because not every game lets you just switch on over to a pro control.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of annoying as hell too. Like this thing has a camera that one game I remember used well.
Right.
And I say that because it wasn't Fatal Frame, it was Nintendo Land.
Yeah, I was gonna say Nintendo Land used it, but that's the one you're talking about.
And then this thing, like, I don't know exactly why is this a thing? Why does my console come with another screen in the fashion that it did? The Switch was the good not half step.
Yeah, it seemed like the 3DS had some children with the Wii, and this was one product.
And then that's
the
what
Switch
happened.
was another one, and the Switch is the good one.
Yeah. Oh, that's the successful brother.
Anyway, yes, we're happy with the Switch. Thank you for asking. Destiny 2. There's the two stories to talk about. Iron Banner is coming back. For those of you who aren't aware, in the first game, Iron Banner was a special competitive mode where it's player versus player, like team deathmatch or other objectives, kill confirmed, where you would normally your item level doesn't matter in Destiny when you're playing PvP, but in Iron Banner, this is where it actually counted, and that was the whole gimmick. Like, see how your training and your grinding for gear pays off in this PvP where your gear matters. And it, for some reason in this game, they took that out. It's just another PvP mode that I don't know what the difference is. You earn reputation for a specific faction, like the Iron Lords or whatever, and you can get cool armor from them, but I still don't understand why this needs to be a separate thing if there's no item advantages on.
Right.
But yeah, that's live now, so go check it out if you want.
There was Street Fighter Cross Tekken had like these jewels that you can use to modify your moves.
Like if you get hit below 50% health, you get a 5-second attack boost or something.
I'm trying to remember. I think online they weren't a thing though. So the big deal was, you get to use these things and you get to modify your character in different new ways.
Yeah.
You don't get to take it online with others, if I'm remembering it correctly.
That's a lot like Smite. Not Smite, I'm sorry. What's the other one? Warframe? No. It's from Epic Games. They have their own Monolith.
Okay. Monolith is another publisher.
That's another publisher.
Yeah.
There's a... man, I can't remember the name of the game.
Okay, but...
It's an Epic Games MOBA behind-the-shoulder camera like Smite.
Okay.
And you have cards that basically make up, like, your items. You pick these cards before, like, I'm going to play a jungle character, so I want somebody who can attack fast, heal with their attacks, and can sneak attack people out of the jungle.
Okay.
Basically somebody who's going to be ambushing other people. So you can level up these cards by earning them again, just like you can with, like, Clash Royale or something. And so you can make it stronger, more effective, but all of that's disabled for PvP.
Okay.
So you still have the card, but it's just level 1.
Right.
So it's weird that you can level up this card and spend your in-game money on the cards to level them up, but doesn't matter. But if you're ever
going to play against someone else, it's an odd design choice, and I don't get it because that's kind of the exciting thing. Is like, okay, cool. Now I have my problem with Ryu in the other game was X, Y, and Z. Now I can equip A, B, and C to fix those issues. Oh wait, that's null and void when I go back online anyway, and now I have all the same problems I was complaining about before. That is, I mean, if I'm understanding this correctly, it's a similar issue, right?
Kind of. This was more just like numbers. Like you were fighting a slightly higher level opponent, like you would fight a higher level enemy in the game, where it's just harder to kill them.
Okay.
Not by much, but it can make the difference. But Injustice did this too with their cosmetic gear.
Okay.
But you had a cosmetic or effects on
there were two modes, right? There were the two different modes where you could go ahead and play with all those different modifications and you get to see, does his Batman with his loadout beat my Batman with my loadout? Like,
or they just look cool, let's have him fight with the normal stuff.
Either way.
Yeah, so it's weird that they did this, I think. I don't really understand the point, but maybe there's other differences I haven't tried yet or seen. But that's going to be up for like a week, so check it out. The armor looks cool. It looks more Eastern influenced, and it's still got the wolf decor.
Eastern, okay, yeah, I get you.
Like the warlock looks like he has samurai armor for his coat. It looks pretty cool. And the Prestige raid was a big thing coming out this week. That's like the expert mode. Harder, and they added some other mechanics that are more difficult to learn. But they have been delayed by a week due to some exploits that people found with the raid. I think if you logged out like as your team was dying, and then you jump back in, you would spawn in, but the enemies wouldn't spawn, so it'd be a lot easier to kill the boss.
Oh, no, and you just walk... Oh, okay. Enemies still there, but no ads?
Yeah, pretty much. So they don't want the world's first completion of this harder challenge to be like, well, I think they did that thing or not. I don't know. They don't want that to be in the back of people's minds. Maybe they used this. So they're going to fix it, and then it'll go live on October 18th at 10 a.m. It's a Wednesday at 10 a.m. next Wednesday. So if you are home, you can find some streamers probably doing the raid.
I wonder how... Would that upset you if you were at that point and you're preventing from you're being prevented from prestiging until this happens?
It's not like Call of Duty where you prestige. No, if anything, it's more time to get the basic mechanics down of the regular raid because it's only been out for like a month.
Okay.
So people still might still make mistakes.
All right.
And they do add extra stuff like, oh, here's another enemy that spawns that you have to kill him before you can do this, but at least you can get the basic building blocks down. It's harder to jump into this, obviously, than it would be to do the normal one.
Is this essentially, if you, what is the analogous? Is essentially waiting for a new game to drop a DLC that also does a level cap increase? Right?
I don't think this is a level cap increase at all. It's just a harder version.
No, I know that. But waiting for the prestige mode, when you're sitting there, you're
waiting for the challenge.
Like, I'm waiting for prestige. I'm ready to do it. It's just they need to unlock it. That's it. I've met all the requirements.
I mean, honestly, maybe it's like Borderlands. Your max level, you're waiting for...
That's what I'm saying. Because I don't play MMOs too much, and I'm trying to think, like find
it's
the
a
ground
lot smaller
to
than
on.
like an expansion or anything, but, I mean, it's just the one raid. But yeah, you're waiting for this next plateau to climb and be able to they did say that there would be rewards for people that did it. They said this isn't a stepping stone to reaching max level, but this is but you are going to be rewarded for completing this much harder challenge. They said we don't expect everyone to beat it, so it's a good, right. Yeah, well, you have another week to get ready, Guardians.
I wonder, I mean, they say, it's going to be really hard, don't expect to beat it so easily. I wonder if they're going to get just as much as flack as the guys from Cuphead did for their difficulty in their game. And what was it? MDHR, right?
MDHA? MDMA.
That's not...
I think you're right. I think it's MDHR. So Cuphead. No
full-on review on Cuphead. No full-on news. I played it.
It came out. That's the news.
It came,
It's so good.
And, I mean, I don't know that we covered it beforehand at all.
Because it wasn't,
Oh, man.
It's a beautiful game that looks like a 1920s cartoon. 1930s cartoon.
But it does like just put its hand through a time machine, grab it, and then put it on turn it into a game, man.
This is from an alternate universe where like technology never advanced past those cartoons, and then they made video games about it.
Exactly. Like
the music, the animation, the characters, like the way everything moves.
The writing that the characters have, what little conversation they have in there. The animation, though, they do the rubber hose animation is what it was called back in the days of Betty Boop, Steamboat Willie, just for the first black and white cartoons that were coming out. Bimbo, Bimbo, very much like strong influence there. This Max Fleischer and Walt Disney at their earliest when they were feuding, and all these weird, things about their copyrights were going back and forth. Think those old cartoons. Bendy...
and the Ink Machine.
And the Ink Machine is also drawing from the same time era there, maybe a little bit earlier, because that one actually is supposed to be black and white, with the early days of rotoscoping.
Yeah.
Just Cuphead, oh my god. If you're a person who likes challenges, you're never leveling up. So,
but you are getting new items.
you get new items, they're loadouts, but they're still not. Yeah, they're not. They're stronger. Some are stronger than others, but it's like you said, situational. It's not straight up. This one is a better gun for this situation. It is. Wait, no. This one is always.
That's what it is.
It's not.
This one's not always going to be better.
Exactly. It's people. Man. So first reviews I'm seeing like Dark Souls hard, Dark Souls, because Dark Souls is the only hard game I ever played, which it isn't. Like go grind for like 20 more minutes, and now it's just any other effing game. Those are hard games.
Was it Contra that did the Konami code?
Yeah.
Because it was too hard for the developers?
Because it was too hard for the devs. Like, they needed a way to get through it. They know exactly what is where. They've memorized it. They've worked on it more than 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
And even they're sitting like, no, F this. Like, and that's where code started. And, like, there was this particular one, I'm not going to say her name, but is from Kotaku UK. And I even, left a nice little chunk of paragraphs talking about her... her opinion. It wasn't a review, and I kind of read it like as though it was at first. But then even afterwards, my main thing was to nullify all her arguments that she had about the game.
Not nullify it, but like to counter them. Like these things that you observed, like this is why they are the way they are.
Yeah.
Like, they're like that for a purpose. They're not there just to mess with the player.
She called it unfair. She said it was infuriating and not fun, and that's okay too.
It might be infuriating, but it is still fun.
Yeah, and then on top of that,
opinion,
the unfair thing though, that's just objectively bullshit. Like I'm gonna say that right effing now. That is objectively crap. Like I said there, and I had a couple of people back me up that everything in that game has a tell. Telegraphy is a super important thing in that game. If you can't figure that out, you
need to be more observant.
Yes, because it is an important thing. Like the big test in that game is whether or not you can tell what is and isn't safe space.
Yeah.
And being able to get your ass over there.
Well, like, okay, big example that somebody who's not paying attention would call unfair. There are saucers in one level and one boss fight that shoot lasers. Now, sometimes they shoot the laser like right behind you so that it's still hitting you. If you're moving forward, you'll avoid it. But then there are other lasers that shoot it as it's about to touch you.
Yeah.
And for a while, me and Hate were like what? Okay, that I don't understand. Like, is it how early they rise because they start out at the middle of the stage and then go up? Mm-hmm. It's like no, it turns out the color.
Yeah.
The red ones, I believe, are the ones that touch you. No, the brown ones touch you and then shoot. The red ones approach you.
Yeah. The one of the saucers fires like maybe 4 cup heads ahead of where you are. So imagine 4 cup heads ahead, and then you'll see the preparatory red beam, and then the ow, and then the actual beam shoots out. I hurt myself trying to demonstrate that. So flying forward gives you just enough time to slip it,
or you can make it shoot before it even is going to get you.
That's the better option with the other one that shoots a lot closer to you. No, wait. I have them backwards. In any case, they are...
They are avoidable.
They're avoidable. You have to pay attention to the color of them and your positioning.
And on top of that, the boss is attacking you.
Now, the quote-unquote, maybe unfair part, the quote-unquote, is you also have to make sure that the lane that you're hanging out in down there, their star is still coming at you. Her face is still taking up half the screen. But there is still plenty of safe space. Within the bottom left quadrant of the screen... You still have plenty of safe space to hang out there as long as you're paying attention when you're going back and forth to avoid the laser beams, and as long as you're going to go up and down to avoid the
stars coming across the screen at you.
I can literally explain to you at any point what it is you're doing wrong if you're having a part of frustration. And that is not possible in a game that is unfair. In a game that is unfair, it's like, yeah, no, just take that L there.
One of the big problems with game design that some people have is you have to die to know what to do, and that is unfair. In this game, everything is like told like this. You just need to watch what you're doing. You just need to look out.
Even on top of that, I feel like it would be impossible for anybody to on first try get through it without dying.
But you're constantly improving.
That being said, Super Meat Boy literally turns your death into a feature at the end and spits out every one of your replays once you're done and get through the level. You see every single replay in 1 second. Obviously, it's okay to put death in a game if something like that can do it there. Dark Souls is... you're gonna die a billion times, and nobody's getting mad
Prepare
about
to
that
die
one.
edition.
Yeah, it's literally prepare to die edition. And then on top of that, what I hate the most is that if you die in Dark Souls, guaranteed you're going to waste another 3-4 minutes just getting to the point that you died, just to roll the die again and see whether or not you're gonna make it.
Pun.
Cuphead, and even comparisons to old school games, they are being made all the time, like with Cuphead, and it's like, no, F you. Every boss in Contra, I have to go through a 2.5 minute thing, a 3-4 minute thing,
a level,
and that level itself is infuriating as hell. Then I go through the boss, which again, now that feels more Dark Souls-y. Roll the die and let's see if we make it through.
Yeah.
And it's not. I'm not trying to say that I get lucky or whatever. I know how to play these games, and I know where you're supposed to be, where objectively is safer to stand, where you should shoot from, all that stuff. Not like so many of these. There are some reviewers, but then most of them are also opinion pieces that are just saying this game is too hard, and it's not. You're not good.
Yeah, I know Game Informer, they put something up that said, like, it teaches people to, like, appreciate failure.
Right.
Because those are things you learn from.
Right, right.
You get better.
And what I'm trying to get to is the fact that you're going to die a billion times. It absolutely is your fault if you do die. You were not prepared. But on top of that, we're not going to waste your time with those chunks where you didn't. That isn't. The boss is not. I always felt that the boss isn't part of the challenge that the level was. So why
like the boss is
it
a
attached
reward.
there? Yeah. That's kind of how it should be. Like these visuals that they have, the different modes that they go through. It's always a really crazy thrill to see. Even back then, bosses go through their different forms.
Yeah.
In this game, they make damn sure that it is a treat every time. Every time you supersede a new barrier in that game, they make sure to very, very much visually reward the hell out of you.
Well, and then even if you die, it shows you a track indicating the boss's health.
Yeah.
There are pegs for each form that the boss has, and then it shows you how far close you were to beating the boss or that form.
A friend of mine was watching me play right on the couch, and she was saying, like, what the hell, where's the health? And that was kind of infuriating her until she saw me die a couple of times and noticed, oh, wait, okay, it shows you right there. Okay, cool. And then she kind of got over it real quick. And then at first, too, even she was like, wait, where were you supposed to be? And then I tell her, no, just go over there. Just be right there. And super casual, like, just take a step back and really look at how you died, and you'll figure it out. You can. It's a new kind of problem.
Yeah,
and that's. I think the people that are infuriated just maybe. I think the big thing is that this kind of problem, where it's being thrown at you, you need to figure out how not to die while doing damage, getting to the next barrier, and the whole time you need to be moving. I get it. It is a lot. It's intense. I did it. I feel I'm one of the dumber people I know. So for other people to not be able to just, hey, calm down, sit back, look at it. You can do this. Anyone can do this. There are videos of people no hitting the whole thing. You can get through a level. You can do it.
There's like you mentioned balancing all that stuff, and that's totally true because when I was fighting the flower on expert mode, he just starts shooting seeds at you. Mm-hmm. If you let the seeds plant, well, you have to let most of them plant. They'll start throwing other obstacles at you,
right?
Floating heads. I was so focused on killing those floating heads that I didn't realize at first that he's never going to stop doing this unless I take him out to the next stage.
Right.
And once I started just dodging them and focusing on him, like, it just immediately became so much easier because he would go to his next form and that was a lot easier to dodge.
Yes.
And it's like, you have to know what to prioritize when. Mm-hmm. And maybe you're only going to get that from dying a few times, but, like, that just makes it so much more rewarding when you get to the next stage. And then when you actually beat the boss, like, it just, your mind explodes with how much, like, this is something that I saw. I can imagine, like, boxing's like that, where you're like, I'm learning this boxer, and finally being able to take him down when it seemed like an insurmountable task is a high that you're not going to get from any other recent, well, not a lot of other recent games.
Yeah. It's playing Bloodborne, first 2 hours, I was yelling and I was cursing.
Yeah.
And I don't know that I got happier, or I was happy when I finally took down Gaston?
Father Gascione or something?
Father Gascione. Gassione.
It's probably, it's
But
like
the first
time,
guy, he turns into the werewolf and everything.
Spoilers.
Cool kind of first fight. I mean, whatever.
He was
I mean,
actually the second
I
boss
guess
I fought.
maybe. Oh yeah, there's that optional
The
other one.
tree. I didn't know that was optional.
The tree?
It's a big tree thing that attacks you. You know, on a bridge?
Yeah, I thought it was like a wolf.
I thought it was a giant tree.
No, I don't think it's a tree, dude.
We'll have to look at it again. I think it's even called a tree ant or something.
We'll double check, but I think
right.
it's okay.
Regardless, I didn't know that was optional.
Right. I do it. I kill him, and I'm super happy and everything. But I was cursing up a storm like beforehand, and it didn't make me much happier to realize. So I'm going and throwing my head or bashing my head against the wall when it comes to this guy. I decide, okay, at the end of like my 2 hours, I stop streaming. I decide I'm just gonna grind and start grinding, and then it's like, wow, like people have complaints about Earthbound and how it's not a good RPG because in the end you can just grind and you'll overpower anything.
I think that's true of almost.
Which is that's the argument that a lot of people counter that with. But then on top of that, like, it's this game that everybody is saying is super freaking hard and it's freaking impossible. It's like, no. Go grind for 20 minutes, go turn those souls in, and now you can take on whatever the hell you like. I wasn't even.
It's just a numbers thing.
It's just his numbers were bigger than mine, so I went out and spent some of my IRL numbers, i.e., time, to get those stupid fake numbers, and my fake numbers were bigger than his dumb numbers. You're in Cuphead, your numbers don't effing matter. There aren't numbers in Cuphead. If you're doing god awful and you really, really can't get forward, something about your loadout or your strategy needs to change. If you're getting hit a lot, if you're dying a lot, don't even worry about what the hell you're shooting people with. Go get good at dodging everything first. Don't even use the guns. The running gun levels have a pacifist mode. They can all be completed without firing a bullet, literally. Go get good at that. And then when you learn to survive literally without the gun, the game is it's almost a cheat mode all of a sudden when you learn how to survive without firing back and then get something to actually offend with, you know? It makes you a lot better at the game. It makes you a lot better at being defensive. You prioritize your health there, and you learn to like start not really you keep count instead of looking down to worry about your health.
Yeah.
You never ever look down anymore. You just like, okay, now I remember hearing the cup break twice. Like, that's it. You don't really have to, like, waste your time. Because a lot of times, death came from checking out my super meter or my life.
Yeah, because if you take your eye off for 1 second.
For even half a second, yeah. Man, we went on about Cuphead, didn't we?
Yeah, no, but, okay, so how much is it?
20?
Yeah, okay.
And $20, a decade in the making. Check out any behind the scenes you can, and you're gonna see absolutely all the love and effort that goes into it. It was the sweetest thing to see, like, all sorts of like senior citizens and vets who playing these awesome ragtime tunes and these, what was it, samba or mom?
There was some
in that flower fight, Cagney against Cagney Carnation.
Yeah.
That song is crazy. All the music is nuts. All the music is super high quality. It is like audiophile high quality. They have the limited edition LPs out. If you are really, really like anybody who's an actual fan of big band, of orchestral things, of real legitimate musical quality, there is absolutely no effing reason to skip out on this just because it's game related. It is a damn good treat to your ears, and anybody who liked that sound, whatever was getting spit out of the TV at the time, you know?
Yeah.
It really captures that essence. And then the filters that they add only
amplifies that effect.
It's just it felt like I was sitting on. I mean, I'm not as old. I'm an 80s
sitting in front
kid,
of the old tube.
But I mean, like, you know, there were summer vacations where there was nothing to do, and I'm just sitting there watching old reruns on Cartoon Network of old cartoons. Maybe late night, maybe during the day sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was kind of cool to see some of those and get a glimpse into that kind of past, and then see somebody decide at 60 frames at 4K. Now you can see that and play it.
All right, so this game was $20. Do you think it would be worth it even at 60 or?
This game has no reason to not have been a full price.
Okay.
With what it's got in there, I got through it in about 8 hours.
But there's still expert and other stuff.
There's expert. I don't know any
runs.
plans for DLC, but yeah, there's definitely pacifist runs in the package there is a lot in there that will keep you busy enough for what I feel is about worth a full package. If you're a fan of games like Metal Slug, of Contra, if you like bullet hells and just intense action shooting, shoot 'em ups, this is right up your alley. And I don't think those guys will be disappointed. Those guys have something different in them. Like, people who can do shoot 'em ups and stuff like that, they're seeing the game on a whole different level. Like, they're looking at the Matrix code behind it. They are the what is that one with the super smart, that movie with the super smart dude? I think it's Kevin Spacey.
I don't know which one you're talking about.
Damn it. He sees formulas everywhere that he looks.
Oh, Rain Man?
The Rain Man.
That was Dustin Hoffman. I don't know.
That wrong movie.
Anyway, no, maybe you're
Brilliant Mind. Or something,
That's
A Beautiful Mind.
Russell Crowe, I think. I don't know.
We're gonna cut this out. But there's some movie where some dude, like, he can see like all sorts of formulas behind like the beautiful scenery that he's looking at. He sees, like, I don't know.
I think that is A Beautiful Mind.
That's what I feel. Like, the guys who really play shoot 'em ups and talk about micro and macro movements, if you know what those are, yeah, like they are gonna get a standard regular thing. They're the kind of guys that should be reviewing this stuff. They're gonna get what I think is gonna be just a standard thing, but they're not gonna be disappointed. Everyone else, any not casual gamer, I don't want to say casual because it's yeah. Even seasoned gamers like myself, I'm not the biggest on shoot 'em ups, but I like them like this. This was a challenge for me.
Yeah.
But like I'm saying, they're definitely better, and I think we've seen the reviews. The average is worse.
But the game just is so good.
Yeah, it does everything it wants to do right. It never said that it was gonna be easy, so I kind of hate that some people are even making a complaint about it.
Yeah, I was surprised at how many like negative reviews I saw. Oh, not negative, but
considering
like
that it always said and it always made it clear that it was going to go for that old school arcade hard, and it's like
it absolutely delivers on that.
The tweets, there were some tweets from the developers that were like, we talked a lot about the difficulty, but it honestly does tie right in with the story. It's the devil, and they're not trying to make him light. They're not trying to make him an easy guy. It's the devil.
That reminds me of like when you're eating at a diner or something, and the waitress brings you your plate, and she's like, "Careful, it's hot." It's like, you're gonna touch it anyway,
right?
Because you're an idiot,
right?
but you don't get to say like, "It's hot. I burned myself. I'm gonna call like the police or
yeah. No,
like,
that lady just told you it's hot and don't touch it.
It was sizzling. What did you expect? Anyway,
You ordered a skillet.
The whole gimmick is that it sizzles when it comes to your table. Anyway, moving on. Another game came out, not nearly as highly anticipated, but still very fun, still very good. It's on the Switch exclusively for now, at least. It's called Golf Story. We talked about this a few months ago, also on the podcast when we saw the announcement for it, and it's basically like a 16-bit looking golf game.
Yeah,
where there's an entire world where people just solve all their stuff with golf.
Yeah, it's like imagine any other RPG, but literally like the world revolves around golf.
So yeah, you can level up your character and you can increase his stats, like how hard he hits, like how accurate, how much spin you can put on it, and like even like if you hit the ball on the bottom right and it curves, how much is it gonna curve?
How much English will get applied when you throw it on there?
Yeah,
that's what it's called.
And so. Even I'm not crazy about golf, but there's 2 golf games that came out this year. Everybody's Golf and this one.
Everybody's Golf and Golf Story. There another? I feel there's another.
There might be, but I don't recall it right now.
Okay.
Your stats, everything about the game is just really fun. Like, I'm not crazy about golf, but like it's 2D. It's almost like putt-putt golf where there's like windmills in your way. Not quite that bad, but there are some stages where it's like if you hit it in the water into the circle, a little turtle's gonna come up, bounce off his shell. He's gonna keep going. The ball's gonna keep going.
Oh, okay.
There's a story to it, and so far it's entertaining and funny, and just everything about it. Like there's mini quests that you can do. Like people will be like, "Hey, I need help. Get rid of those disc golfers." So it's people playing like ultimate frisbee or whatever, and you have to like learn their ways to chase them off. Basically, it's entertaining. The music is fun as hell. Like it sounds like an old Super Nintendo game.
All right.
Where they start playing like rock a little bit, like River City Ransom. That's an older one. Newer one.
There's some on Famicom.
Streets of Rage kind of thing.
But yeah, I get you.
So the music's great. The game handles really well. I've only seen 2 bugs documented on Twitter. One of them is kind of big, but they fixed it already, I think. The other one is just a weird, harmless thing where if you hit the ball at a certain sign, it just goes flying up into the water.
Whoa.
Yeah,
okay.
it's weird. But like the game, it's $15.
Uh-huh.
I think it's totally worth it so far. I've been playing it for a few hours and I've not even seen all the courses yet, because each course is like its own country club kind of thing.
Okay.
So the first one is just like a normal rundown country club. You have to try to rebuild it. The second one was like a caveman area where everyone talks with like Hulk smash kind of
All
language.
right.
There's an archaeologist, and the tracks are like covered in giant dinosaur prints.
All right.
So that'll be like water or oil or bunker, and like it's just cool to see like a theme for each of these places.
Okay, like where other RPGs will take you to different themed worlds.
Yeah.
Every one of these country clubs or golf clubs is my bad. Is a different theme in itself. Each one of them.
Yeah, like I'm about to go to a surf area, and I'm pretty sure a lot of that's just gonna be sand.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be harder. And then the side quests and the characters that play, like it's wacky, but it's not overly so, I think.
Uh-huh.
And there's even like an intro period where it's like you as a child. So there's like an RPG story to it where your dad's teaching you to play golf.
Okay, Fallout.
It's a lot shorter, but yeah, like you see yourself as a child, there's another character, and then your dad, and like there's geese. And then later on, like as an adult, you're like mentioning something about your dad, but then the geese happened or something like it's weird stuff. Like it's got like some RPG tropes to it, but it's golf.
But
it's
the tropes though are there for comedic effect. Like
yes, the game's not taking itself too seriously at all.
I was gonna say the seriousness is all for comedic effect.
No, yeah, it's all pixelated. Right. It's all fun. Only problem I have is I feel like maybe the quest journal is not as detailed as it could be, because it does give you like a one-liner. But then again, the game isn't huge, so it's not like you're gonna get lost trying to find what you need to do.
You're not gonna spend too long when you finally figure out what it is you're gonna get. Yeah, that's gonna make you continue.
Yeah. So far, I'm having a lot of fun with it. I don't know really what else to say about it except for the fact that it's fun. It's golf. Mm-hmm. It's 2D. The little charts that they give you, like there's wind and then there's like slope, and those are pretty easy to read. Okay. Not nearly as confusing. I mean, everybody's golf had a grid.
Yeah.
And that was kind of weird.
I think that can open up a little bit right there. There's Golf Story and there's Everybody's Golf. Which one's for what kind of gamer?
I think Golf Story is for the more casual. They're both very casual games. This isn't like PGA Tour 2016 or 17 or 18.
No simulator. We're not talking about simulators here then.
Golf. I mean, however, Everybody's Golf does lean more into the realism of it.
Okay.
Where it's like these are the woods the clubs you're using in Golf Story. It's just like, here's this one. This is how far it's gonna hit it. Go to the next one. Here's how far that's gonna hit it, and it shows you the arc. It shows you if you hit it how it's gonna curve. Right. It's a lot easier to digest.
It's all we're also talking about a top-down 2D
versus a 3D
versus an actual 3D. Sony and Clap Hands, who I've never heard about before.
I think they did Hot Shots Golf.
Okay, well I guess that makes sense now. It's golf, but then we also have Sidebar Games. Yeah. Who are the ones responsible for
Golf Story?
And
they're out of Australia. Yeah. I think a little bit of that shows in the game, but it's not like distracting or like, what do they mean by that?
I was about to start, I need to get better on my stereotypes. That's such a bad phrasing. I was about to go, oi, matey, blah, blah, do all the crikey, whatever, but I don't know which ones are from where.
Yeah, all right. So the game is fun. It's $15. I think it's worth it. If you need something that's people have been calling this game a really good palate cleanser. Okay. Well, they'll play like a game like Cuphead or something more difficult.
And then they get to go back to this
chill for a bit, play some Golf Story. It's relaxing, especially if you have it on the smaller screen, because it looks great on either one. I played it on both.
Yeah, you're playing on Switch. I don't know if you did say that or not, but you're right.
Yeah, I said it was Switch exclusive.
So, I'm an idiot. My bad.
So yeah, you can play on both. It looks great on the big screen. Even it looks fine on the smaller one. Like it is a pixel game. So, take it wherever you want. Play with it in bed, whatever. I think it's worth it. I'd even pay up to like maybe $30. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I think it'd be up to there. And then the leveling is super easy, fun. You get a bunch of money. I currently have more money than I know what to do with in the game. Like literally, there's nothing to spend it on yet. But I think it's gonna open. Each shop has more stuff. So as you're visiting shops,
eventually
you get better stuff.
You'll start struggling again.
Yeah, maybe.
Kind of weird, just that there's even 2 golf games coming out at around the same time.
Not a problem though. They're both fun.
But then also that they're not really competitors either. They're both golf games, but it's not one over the other.
Yeah, it's like Sony or Switch, and it's like, well, I have both, and they came out like a month or 2 apart, so.
But then even then, it's like, well, I mean, I want to play something that's more of a sim.
Yeah.
You go, oh no, I just want to play a silly RPG that happens to be about golf.
Yeah.
Which is what Golf Story seems to be more about.
Yeah, it's good. It's fun. Pick it up.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's talk about some releases.
Yeah, this week is going to be a busy one, especially for the Switch, which I did not realize until I was looking at it.
And it's nice to say that finally, too.
Yeah. Well, there was one day where it came out with like 18 games, and some of them were like the arcade classics, but like a lot of them were just like, these are all fun, weird games. These are actual
games, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, starting off tomorrow, Wednesday, October 11th, we got Rocket League Fast and Furious DLC.
Yeah. I can make all sorts of inappropriate jokes, but I've already been told I shouldn't.
No, yeah, you shouldn't. You can buy 3 cars. One of them is Dominic Toretto's Charger, and then...
Burning cars!
Cool. Brian Walker's import car, and then the last one I think was from the Fate of the Furious, the last movie that
Brian
they made
Walker.
so far. Paul Walker, I'm sorry. Brian, I forget his last name in the movie.
I was like, wait, no, I thought all the jokes were about a Paul Walker. All right.
Anyway, so the cars are $2 each, so you don't have to buy them all. You can buy them all. They're cheap, so why not? But they changed the engine sound, so it'll sound like a Charger. But they also get like custom wheels like that no other car's gonna have, and then there's 6 vinyls or decorations for them each. So I think one of them even references Michelle Rodriguez's character. They look great. The game is still fun. They're still updating it. Like Rocket League is like huge. Like
it's these guys found something that is that kind of feels timeless. Like it doesn't matter how old this game gets. I think that even in about
soccer with cars.
Yeah. In about in a decade down, I honestly think we won't get past Rocket League 2.
Because they have loot boxes. Those people are still buying them.
Right.
They're getting that income, and this lets them just keep updating the game.
So then, like I really honestly will not be surprised if a decade down the line from now, we're still seeing Rocket League, maybe even in its current iteration, just slightly updated,
Yeah.
And still going just as strong as it. Not as strong, but
because it's on PC, so that crowd's never going to leave.
Right.
PS4 and Xbox One, maybe they'll do something where it's like you can import all your stuff from the old
ones to whatever new systems.
Yeah.
That just all your record goes with you.
Although Xbox, like it looks like they're trying to get rid of generations or something. So it's like we're just gonna keep updating a new Xbox, like a new PC.
Which that's cool, but just also kind of dumb for anybody to buy into that. It's like, thank you for voluntarily creating this forced fork in the road.
If PlayStation doesn't buy into that, then we're fine.
Yeah, I guess.
As long as one of the 2 or 3 of the one or 2 of the companies is still doing this, where they are. The Switch and the Wii U have very little in common.
It'd be nice if the Xbox stopped being a game console and just started being a gaming PC. Stop. Just.
The pretense is like.
It's going to be so much easier for yourselves at Microsoft to get rid of all these weird technicalities that you have by splitting your resources. Just simplify everything for effing everyone. Nobody who likes your Xbox is going to A, be able to do a damn thing about it if you guys decide on it. B, abandon you entirely afterwards. You're gonna have turned Xbox fans into Microsoft fans.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's Rocket League Fast and Furious DLC. Thursday, October 12th is what I'm calling Switch Day because the big releases are all for the Switch. There's Yono and the Celestial Elephants, which is super exciting. It looks like a isometric Zelda game, but with like this cute little baby elephant.
Which is a weird main character.
Yeah.
Like, you're Ellie the elephant in Donkey Kong 3? 2?
Yeah.
That's the last time I can think of where you rode on an elephant or became an elephant for a little bit. I can't think of any other game.
There was a Far Cry where you could ride an elephant, but...
Oh, yeah.
4,
okay.
I think. Yeah.
All right.
But, yeah, the game looks super cool. Check it out, Yono and the Celestial Elephants. There's the YouTube trailer with really catchy music. That's coming out in 2 days. We also got Super...
Yeah, go ahead.
Super Beat Sports coming for the Switch. Looks like a bunch of mini games with sports themes to it. Wolverblade, The Flame and the Flood, which is a roguelike, which is pretty fun, and another arcade classic, King of Fighters 95.
I really want to see how well those games sell.
Yeah, I wish we could see those
Are they
numbers.
worth the effort that they're putting into them?
What effort? Like,
Somebody has to make sure that they can, like, there is somebody getting paid a certain amount, and then also they'll still need to go through certifications to be okayed.
yeah, I just feel like it's not as much work to like put it on the Switch, get all the information, make sure it's not bugged out for some reason, and then apply for certification on it. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. There's probably more to it.
But then what I'm saying is, like, okay, let's say you go through all that and the process is $1,000 and you sell 3 copies of that game. I know it's not selling that low,
true,
but
yeah.
I mean, it's King of Fighters 95. I kind of just... Do you guys remember this game, King of Fighters 95? No, no.
Yeah, maybe it's not worth it. Oh, they keep doing it, so it must be.
It's got to be doing something right, I guess.
Friday the 13th.
Oh!
On October. That's crazy. That's
There is a movie that
doesn't
changed
happen
its
very
release
often.
date for that, and I forgot which one it was. It was already done for like months, but they're like, no, we're coming out on Friday the 13th.
Nice.
This is the only Friday the 13th in October that's gonna happen for I don't know how long.
years and years, probably.
Yeah.
All right, so there are 2 games coming out that are taking advantage of it. One of them is not WWE 2K18, the spookiest
Yeah,
game.
definitely. Yeah, scariest
Scary.
game ever. I heard that everybody in this game has a skeleton inside them.
Probably.
It's scary.
That's coming out for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. That is the non-spooky game. Then you got White Noise 2. It's an asymmetric multiplayer game where one player is like hunting down the other 4.
Okay.
That's-
In what way? What are the characters?
I believe you're a monster.
Okay, kind
I
of.
could be wrong. Maybe a ghost.
What you
or
call
something.
it?
Evolve, Dead by Daylight.
Evolve. I was thinking more Evolve. Is it Dead by? Are you like a ghost or something? White Noise sounds like it's a haunting. Kind
Yeah,
of
that's
thing.
what I'm assuming.
Okay. Evil
That's
Within
coming
2, though.
to-
I'm sorry. I'm just gonna shut up and not interrupt you. Go ahead.
Okay, so White Noise 2 is coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC. The big one that I'm excited for and I'm going to get and stream, the
Is
Evil
it
Within.
the Evil Within 2?
Yeah. The Evil Within 2 coming to PS4, PC, and Xbox One.
And Xbox One.
Yep. Shut. I don't even have to finish. So yeah, if you guys are following the live streams, I live streamed the first one and back in September. It was the first game that I've streamed alone and completed on stream. A lot of
pretty
fun.
nice.
Spooky, a little frustrating, some of the boss fights, but overall I really enjoyed the game as a whole. Shinji Mikami makes great games dating back from Goof Troop in like 96 or 7.
Yeah, I'm still fascinated by
Yeah.
that. I love the crap out of Goof Troop. I can't believe he's the guy.
Yeah, when we saw his name. Anyway,
And he is the first Resident Evils, right?
he made the first one. I don't know when he stopped.
Okay.
Because there's some stuff in Evil Within that is very reminiscent of 4 and 5. Not like as far as the scene, but the tone. Because it does get like over the top and bombastic. There's a reason for that. It's all in somebody's brain. So like as their brain's deteriorating, stuff starts getting crazy. Anyway, that was the first game. If the sequel's about to come out, if you haven't played it by now, you know. It's okay. Spoilers are okay now. And that's not even super detailed. Anyway, Evil Within 2, I'm super excited. Friday the 13th, I'm probably going to pick it up at midnight and start streaming it, if I can. But yeah, October 17th, that's on the Tuesday next week, you're going to see Rogue Trooper Redux coming to PS4, Switch, Xbox One, and PC. I heard a little bit about this game, and then I heard a lot more about it as far as, like, this is a bigger deal than I thought. It's like one of those 3DO games with the Army Men, I think.
Rogue Trooper?
Yeah, I think you play as somebody who's just all green suit. It looks like instead of like the army man, and he's like just a stronger soldier.
Okay.
Yeah, it's weird.
I miss the idea of those games, and they were fun, but they were always janky as hell.
They were janky. I think with like that game now would be cool. Like just mod Battlefield, put the soldiers in it.
That would be pretty badass.
Everyone's green or tan or blue.
I think somebody has the actual rights to the idea of the Army Men thing, though, like the colors, and apparently there's like an official
It might
color
be
that
3DO
each
then.
one of them represent.
Yeah.
Too, like for an actual like different nationality and race.
Oh.
So
okay.
that could be another weird problematic thing.
That makes sense. I think the tan were the Nazis.
I know for a fact green was
U.S.
U.S.
Red is probably communism, and blue is probably like the U.K.
Yeah, red is just all of communism.
Soviet Russia. Anyway, South Park: The Fractured But Whole BUT space WHOLE is coming out on Tuesday, PS4, Xbox One, PC. That's the one I think everyone's kind of excited for. We were talking about it earlier.
That would have been cool to see that one on Switch.
It would.
That would have been really cool to see that on Switch. That would have been an official, like, this is us telling you we're not trying to be just for kids anymore. Definitely.
I think Doom is already, like...
It doesn't have any of the... For some really dumb, angering reason to me, America finds sex infinitely more vulgar and offensive than they ever will tearing out a dude's head and even shoving it in his own anus. Like, that is less offensive to somebody than half the sexual jokes that we're going to get in South Park, along with whatever racial overtones. I know that Nintendo does not like you letting people use their ads for, or use their stuff for, like, political stuff and commentary. So maybe that's where it's like, okay, I guess that's where we draw the line, is the stuff that might get racial or political. But I would have liked to see them just throw that all to the wind if that's what it was.
I mean, one of the factions in Skyrim is literally racist.
How? What do you mean?
They don't like
the name. The name is racist.
No, the Stormcloaks, they're very pure. They want Nords only in Skyrim, pretty much.
Okay.
And so if you are another race, they're like, why would you want to help us?
Elitist, exclusionary.
Like, they'll let you join because the game is just like, you can do whatever.
You're supposed to be able to do whatever.
Yeah, but even the guy's like, okay, like, why aren't you outside with the rest of them?
It's kind of dumb. Why don't they just attack you instead then?
They're not hostile. They just think they're better.
Ah.
Yeah. But that sucks that it's not on Switch.
Yeah.
Etrian Odyssey 5 is coming to 3DS. It's the only thing coming to 3DS next week, I think. Gran Turismo Sport is coming to PS4. People have been waiting for that for a while. No Heroes Allowed.
No more heroes. Yeah, I read that. I'm like, what?
No Heroes Allowed is coming to the PSVR. And then Jackbox Party Pack 4 coming to PS4, Switch, PC, and Xbox One. Those games come out super quick.
They're coming out quicker and quicker, and I don't want it to end up undergoing the
Rock Band Activision
the Rock Band Guitar Hero oversaturation.
Tony Hawk.
The cool thing is we're not seeing a ridiculous amount or a crazy influx of these kind of games.
How many are on the Switch? 1, 2, 3, and 4 in the first few months?
No, I mean more. There are only 4 Jackboxes, and it's been 3 years since they came out.
That's still more than 1 per year.
That is still more than 1 per year, but eventually with Guitar Hero, it was getting to maybe 3 or 4 games. Like,
that's true.
And well, not just guitar, but music games.
Yeah, like DJ Hero, Band Hero.
And it is a little bit scary because it's not like these guys have a patent on making multiplayer games like this in their style.
Plus, these are specifically party games, so...
Right. Okay. Like, anybody can start making them, but yeah, they are coming out with them quick, but it doesn't seem like too quick.
All right. Well, I mean, that's it for the week, and that's it for this time. It's good to be back.
Yeah. Sorry for going a little bit...
AFK.
AFK, being on hiatus.
AWOL.
I wasn't... Just, we'll be back. This is us again. Hi. Thanks for coming. Thanks for listening.
Thank you, guys. We're almost at 500 subscribers. We're like 7 short of that, or 5 now, I think.
Yeah.
So thank you, everyone who's subscribed to the YouTube channel. Thank you to everyone who's listening now, because you guys are subscribing and I didn't even know it. And please tell your friends about us. Please tell your grandmothers about us. Because that's the way we're going to grow fastest right now. She'll love our content.
Indeed.
All right. Thank so this has been GameGO podcast, where we talk about games and whatever else we want. I'm Sonorith.
I'm H8BitHero.
And we'll see you guys next week.